Hello everybody, hope you are having another blessed day, and today I just want to share with you guys my wish list for things I hope will come in the summer update for Wizard101. Now the reason why I'm making this list is mainly because the summer update can be coming out anytime soon, because usually if those summer updates usually come out, well, early July, and we're only about 2 weeks away from the start of July, so I would expect probably either this week, or maybe even early next week we can even get the test run if they're going to release the test run for the summer updates. So whenever that comes out, I'd love to see some of the changes they'll be implementing and what they'll be doing. So before it comes out, I just want to share with you guys kind of my top 5 things on my wish list that'll be coming out. And to start off, before we get in the top 5 wish list, I'm going to show you what one of my miscellaneous thing is, or as an honorable mention, because this is basically just a bug in the game, or a problem I feel like it's kind of in the game. I feel like they should just go work quickly with and kind of just try to solve for players. But with that in mind, let's just jump into what this miscellaneous and honorable mention is. So for my honorable mention, it's going to be a change I feel like needs to happen with the kiosk. And no, not changing how the kiosk works or anything like that. It's just changed the whole punishment system if you flee, well, a team up. So in the game right now, at least when it first came out, if someone flees from your team up, such as a lot of people used to do to try to troll people, they would get probably a 10-minute timer. However, there's a problem with that timer right now. For example, on my level 65 and, well, 65 Storm and also my life, and for the challenge going on right now, which is the whole Spiral Showcase, which is to help a team in these 2 worlds. So something I've always been doing is basically going to Safaria, if I go into here, and helping out. However, in places like I think the King's Palace, and also know one of the Queen's Caves, that part has 2 sections, okay? So for example, if the Queen's Caves, it's not on right now, but for the first time you go there, you have to fight the queen and beat her, okay? But the second time you go there, it's just a talk quest. And it's for these times with just a talk quest I have a problem with. Because I don't know when I'm trying to team up and help somebody what kind of part of the quest they're working on. And a lot of times people don't understand that either. And they just do team up thinking they'll need help again. However, during these times when I go help these people and it's just a talk quest, and once they've done the talk quest and leave, and when I leave also, I now have a 10-minute timer because the game thinks I fled or left the game or left the team up before it was finished. And that's just not fair to both parties, because not only does that hurt me as a person trying to help, because now I got a 10-minute timer, but it's also going to hurt other players trying to get team ups in those parts. Because we're not going to know if that's the time they actually need help with a fight, or it's just a talk quest, so a lot of people are just kind of staying away for these team ups. For example, with the Queen's Cave, I see a lot of people just avoiding those team ups, and that's hurting players that actually need help. But because it has bad reputation about trying to give people those 10-minute timers, people is not going to help. So I feel like they need to change that some way, some form, fashion. Because that's just a bad way, and it's just a problem with the kiosk. I feel like they should go back through and fix. So that's my honorable mention. So let's now drop into our top 5. So at my number 5 spot, it's actually going to be a change to PvP, but not the kind you're probably thinking of. I'm not talking about nerfing any schools, even though people still say that Ice and Fire probably needs a nerf, and that's probably right. But it's going to be a change to how ranked PvP is. Right now, if you do not have a membership, you cannot do ranked PvP unless you pay with crowns. And I don't think that's actually really good for the game. Mainly because basically PvP is kind of like the whole end result or the end game for a lot of wizards. For me, right now all I'm doing after I've done all my farming and stuff is just training pets. That's beforehand, I didn't have a membership till a couple days ago when they had that $5 for a month, because I bought that because it's always a really good deal. But I didn't have membership, so I wasn't going to spend crowns or real life money just to do like one ranked PvP match or just one for one day. Yeah, and this also hurts just a lot of like the casual players. Because a lot of people just, well, they can't play because they don't have memberships. I personally don't want to have a membership unless I need it. And that just takes away a lot of people. Because one, if they made it free to play, a lot of people come into well, do PvP. Because people do like PvP. It's one of the most popular game modes in the game, Wizard101. And they could still make money off of it. Because a lot of people understand to do PvP, you do have to get gear that's only found in the Crown Shop. For example, the best ones in the games right now are Crown Shop only items. So I feel like if they made this free to play, then I would kind of like put more of an incentive into more players to get these better ones to have for the PvP gear. So I don't see why they don't have this as free to play, and hopefully in some update this comes into the game. So that's my number 5. That's my little spill on that one. So let's go into number 4. Now for number 4, it's going to be something that was almost implemented into the game, and it was in a previous test run, but they decided to take out of it, and that's going to be TC Vaults. And this is something that really needs to be in the game. And I already see the tons that's already out there. I already have like a Jewel Vault. There's already like a gear vault, which I have in here, but they decided not to include the TC vault, and I don't understand why. I think there may have been a problem in somehow to let them like share TC across wizards, which I don't know how that is kind of like a bad or negative. Because to be able to share your TC, even to that extent, isn't really that game breaking, because then that just kind of takes away the whole problem of trying to find a trustworthy friend to transfer TC. But something that would be really good for me, because one, it feels even in a crown shop for 2,000 to 3,000 gold, I would buy a ton of. Because right now, I have 21 decks just in my inventory just holding my TC. I'm a collector of rare stuff. For example, in this TC, yeah, I got a bunch of loose states I used to farm that stuff. And this just goes on with all these different kinds of TC, or just different rare stuff, and like fire heads for like PvP. I just don't have the room. So I feel like either they increase the TC room a ton, or something like that, or they really need to come out TC vaults, because I just don't enjoy having 21 random decks in my inventory just to hold TC. So hopefully they come out test room like a teaser, or at least the way who'll listen to some recent will kind of give us some feedback on when, if and when we're going to get TC vaults. So that's my number 4. And with that in mind, let's now go into my number 3. So for number 3, I'm actually at Lore Master. And I'm going to say right now, Lore Master probably is the most crowded place in the game Wizard101, or the most frequently visited place between all levels. I just came to Random Realm, and there was probably close to 10 people in here. Now, what I'm trying to change this with the change of Lore Master is just change the drop rates. Or change how you can get these spells. Because right now, on my fire, which is a level 44 fire, and I'm only going to try to take it level 50, I've been stuck farming Lore Master for months. And this is all just to get one spell. I've been just trying to get Brimstone Revelant. And the reason why I'm stuck farming this thing, because I cannot craft this spell. Because the crafting quest, at least to get to the crafting level to craft this stuff, for these spells, is that you have to complete a quest in Safari, if I'm not mistaken, and then you basically have to get into Avalon. Now, I've been able, because I have friends all higher up, to like teleport into different areas, and since I'm not in Celestia, I still completed Celestia's crafting quest, because I still have the reagents. And I feel like they should kind of think about that and change how the whole crafting system is set up, if they're not going to change the drop rate of Lore Master. Because farming for months is just not a good way for the game. I would say this is probably the most hated boss in the game with the worst drop rate in history. You may think of like Divine Element of Influence from Hades is probably the hardest, and it takes forever to get the amulet, but compared to how quick you can do these runs, and how it takes probably 500 to 600 drops or release farmable times with this thing to just get one spell, it's a way worse drop rate. But what my change I'm kind of thinking about doing is if they could somehow make, well, the crafting recipes available to all wizards at any level. Now, you could think this is kind of broken, but I can understand that. But you gotta think though, people are still gonna have to farm for these regions that are only available to higher level wizards. You cannot sell Amber or anything like that. So I feel like Wizard101 or KI should understand that and reward players for still being able to farm these regions. Second, on my max, at least my max fire, I have a ton of these regions, okay? And I was actually able to craft every single craftable Lore Master spell onto my max fire. So next time I have to farm for maybe a new fire spell, it won't take me as long. At least I know what kind of spell I'm going to get sooner. I feel like I should still be able to use these reagents because they're just sitting around, and it should be fair for me to transfer over to my lower levels and then craft the spells for them. Because this is not fair to lower levels who don't have access to crafting, even if they have the ability in reagents. So, unless they change the drop rates, increase the drop rates for Lore Master, which probably won't happen, they need to make the spells craftable for all wizards, I believe. So that is my number 3 on my top 5 list. Let's go to number 2. So for number 2, I am back in the PvP arena. Not just to talk about one thing that really needs to be changed. And I have been seeing changes recently, but I don't feel like they're going to do it quick enough. And that's going to be with these Kroger jewels. For example, the one I have on my pet, which is the chief focus for June. It basically gives me a power pip chance and also make as Drac Launch, which is really good for PvP. And I would say basically all of these pet jewels are really good and broken for PvP. And now why I'm saying they're broken is because they're almost impossible to get a hold of. These spells can only be bought at Albertsons, all these random like thrift stores places that you can never find, and in Northern Texas Kroger's. Now, some people still have them, and they don't live to these places. And how to get them? They buy from other people online. For example, the one I had here, I had to buy it for basically $38. So it's $18. That was about a 90% inflation on the cost of the card, but that's what it cost me to get a hold of this, because well, it's just that good in a game of PvP. And I feel like they need to change it, make it more of a drop rate in the game. Because one, it's going to make it fair to more players, so everyone has access to the spell. and it's going to lead to less bad stories. And bad stories mean that this was not actually the first card I tried to buy. I did buy a card beforehand. It was the same about price for 38, and I got a hold, and the whole sale was fine. It was something that happened with King Style that was kind of unfortunate, and I wish they would have handled better. Basically, when I went to scratch my card, part of my code got scratched off, which, you know, it happens, and usually King Style is willing to help you. However, King Style apparently has a policy. If you're not the one who buys the card and you buy it off someone else, they refuse to help you. So I was unable to even redeem that $38 card for that $20 card to get my jewel, and I had to get a hold of another one. Because King Style just said, we will not help you if you bought this jewel from someone else. That's literally what they said in my message to me. And I feel like this whole scenario should never happen if this thing is farmable. Because something I like to do is always farm. So if this jewels was farmable in the game, or at least a way to get these in the game, they'd be way better. And they are starting to do that. If you look into Summer Spring Skull, you got Melting Point, which is one of these pet jewels. So I do see they're starting to think about putting these games into the game, these jewels into the game. And that's a good change. But I feel like they're not going to do it quick enough, but I hope they do. So that's my number 2, my wish list. Probably won't happen, but I pray it does. So now, let's get into my final number 1. So for my number 1 spot, it's not something that actually takes place in the game, but something that takes place out of the game that could cause big implications to how the game is played in Game Wizard101. And this is something you may see when you scroll through the pages logging in, and that's going to be the trivia games. Now, this is kind of a wild one, but I feel like if trivia games would change ever so slightly, they could have a big change in how Wizard1 is played currently. So right now, if you play the games, you can do 10 games a day for 10 crowns each. You can get 100 crowns for each day. And doing the math, you basically get about 36,500 crowns in 1 year if you do it every single day. And it's something I do try to do because, one, I don't want to spend money on this game. I'm not going to buy membership if it's not really cheap, like that $5 one. So this is kind of my own way to buy areas, or well, to buy packs with a new pack. However, that doesn't really help me out much, because 36,000 isn't really going to get me much in the game. So what I'm kind of hoping or want them to do is either double it by about, well, 50%, or give it a 100% increase in how many crowns you get. So basically changing that 10 crowns to 20 crowns. You may think that's not a big deal or something like that, but it would be huge. For example, if you look at the zones here, let's see, this whole area here will maybe cost about, like, let's see here. Let's not use this one for example, because that one's kind of big. We'll just look at here. 6 zones for 3,500. So in that time, you can basically do the free trivia games for about, 2 weeks, and you can almost afford it. It takes probably closer to 3 weeks, but then you can afford a whole area. Okay, and I feel like something they should do. And by the end of a time, if it's 20 crowns a day, or 20 crowns per quiz, you could actually afford most of the game in a year's time. And I feel like that would actually make Wizard101 fall back to the model they used to kind of talk about, how Wizard101 used to be a free-to-play game. That's something I always try to preach and say that. And if they change this to 20 crowns instead of 10 crowns for these trivia games, that would actually unlock the place to be able to buy it all. Even in 2 years' times, you can actually literally buy everything in the game. Because the whole game costs right now, I think, something around like 120,000 crowns. And that's something I've done since I played for a long time, is bought every area. And I feel like this would be really good for a lot of new players, because you don't have to spend crowns on this. You can just do these daily quizzes you can find on here. All different subjects are kind of fun, kind of challenging, and you can get rewarded for it and actually be able to buy the game you want to play. And I feel like it's something they need to do. And if they think they're going to lose crowns, well, they can just put some ads in here or surveys you have to take before you even start the quizzes. And I feel like it'd be something really good and something really nice in the game. But, that's just something that's wired out there. I doubt King Style makes a change like that. But I'd like to see how it was kind of transition in, at least thinking about the trivia quizzes when they moved to their site. So with that is my top 5 list. I hope you enjoyed. Now down in the comment section, I would love for you to include your own top 5 list of stuff you wish would happen in a summer update, and also include one of your honorable mentions. I'd love to see them all and check them out. Let's see what you guys are thinking out there. Now with that, I hope if you liked the video, please leave a like on the video and subscribe if you haven't already, because that helps me make more content for you to enjoy as always. And like always, hope the rest of your week is blessed, and I hope I see you all in the next video, and I'll see you all when the summer update comes out. See ya.